Hello. So yesterday something happened which I thought was a really good object lesson, so I'm going to share that with you. So yesterday we went to the Little Haven, and on the way home I was coming out of the driveway because the Little Haven is in the middle of the shops. There's like a driveway that goes along the back of the shop, so I was coming out of there and I needed to turn right to go home, but there were a whole lot of cars, and I think they were like there was roadworks there too, so I think there were trucks there too. They're all parked along the road, and so I couldn't see if anything was coming, so I needed to go like around there, but I couldn't see if anything was coming along here. So I'm sitting there in my car wondering what to do, because I don't want to just drive out and hope that nothing's coming. And even to go that way, I still couldn't see if there was anything coming. But I looked over here and there was a guy standing on the side of the road, and he made a motion with his hand that meant it's okay, you can go. And so I had to trust that guy, trust that he could see down there and that he wouldn't be mean to me and say I could go if I didn't, because if he was wrong then I would have crashed into somebody. But I trusted him and I went, and there were no cars coming. But I thought that was a really good illustration. So our life is like me in my car, and God is like that person that can see down the road. So in life we can't see what's around the next corner. Even if we think we know what's happening this year, or we know what's happening in the future, we don't always know. We can't see around that corner. But God is much bigger than us, and He can always see the future. And so we need to look to Him, because He will tell us what to do. And we wish that we could just see all the future and see around the corner, but that's not the way it is. But God knows the future, and we have to trust Him. And sometimes He says to stop. Sometimes He says to wait. Sometimes He says, sit still, my daughter. Or sometimes He says, go. And we have to trust Him. We have to trust Him when He says wait, when we're wanting to go. And we've got to remember that He can see the future, and so we need to listen to Him. And we need to trust Him when He says go. And when we're scared, when I went yesterday, I had to trust the man. We have to trust God when He says go, and when we're afraid to go because we don't know what is going to happen. Yesterday it was scary to just go when I couldn't see, but I had to trust that guy, and this is the same with God too. So we have to trust Him when we're scared. And a few verses that go along with that. Jeremiah 10:23 says, O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. So we can't just, direct ourselves. Like yesterday, I couldn't rely on my own understanding. And another verse in Proverbs says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. So yesterday, if I had been trusting in my own understanding, I would have just guessed when to go. And that could have been very dangerous. And it's the same with us. If we just go by what we think is best and by our own wisdom and our own understanding, that can cause a lot of trouble or problems. And then the next verse says, in all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths. And that's a really good verse that goes along with that illustration. Like, just like I looked to that guy, and he told me whether I could go or not. In all our decisions, we need to look to God, because He's the one who can see around the corner, and He will direct your path, just like that guy directed my path. And another Bible verse, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Or you could say to give you a future and a hope. So that guy yesterday was not out to hurt me. If he had been, then he could have told me to go when there was a car coming. But also, God is not out to hurt us too. He has our best interest in mind, and we need to trust Him. His thoughts are thoughts of peace and not of evil. And one more verse. Psalms 32 verse 8, and this is a promise. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. And I listened to a sermon about guidance once, and the preacher said that for God to guide us with his eye, we need to have our eyes on him. So like, you know, like when you have eye contact with somebody, yeah, for God to guide us with his eye, our eye needs to be on him. So that's just a little thought to think about for the week. Vacuum the sand. Sand. Good job. Lydia, what are you doing on the bench? You gonna help me make some biscuits?
Yeah.
Yeah? We just got 4 bar stools along here. Is it so dark? So the kids have started to sometimes eat breakfast up here. We have some nice lights. Lydia, stop. What are you making? We are making Afghans. I haven't made them in years.
No.
Can you say Afghans? Afghans. Afghans. Is it too hard?
Let's see.
Have you been out in the rain with Ella? Is it raining outside?
Yeah.
It's on your nose. What is it? I think you've been drawing with your marker. Uh-oh. That's going to annoy her now. Yeah, wait. Don't put the cocoa in you. We need a little bit more. Speaking of waiting, sometimes it's hard to wait, but we can mess things up if we do not wait. Can you wait while Mummy gets the cocoa from the cupboard?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.